had a conversation with my mom recently about it too. Because I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, the reason I am the way I am is because I once asked you, like, I said this in front of my dad. I was like, I once asked you, right, if it's normal for a girl to like girls, and you said yes, right? And I still think that's the funniest thing ever. Because my mom, now she's more like open-minded, but back then she wasn't. Like, at that time, especially back then, you know, like, being gay is bad, right? So my mom was kind of on that boat, so I have no idea how the fuck I turned out this way, and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's fine, but whatever. And I told my mom it's because I was like, hey mom, is it normal for a girl to like girls? And she's like, yeah, I like girls, I think they're hot. And I'm like, okay, bet. And then years later my mom's like, I meant they're pretty, like they're hot, you know, but I don't mean like to fuck them. Like, I meant to admire them or befriend them, but not to fuck them. And I'm like, well, too late. Shit, it's been 6 years. You can't just take back what you said 6 years ago. He's like, yeah, fine, fair play, go on then, proceed. So I was talking about this with my mom and my dad, and I was just laughing at how funny it became. And then my mom literally went like, yeah, but you know, like, it's true. And then she doubles down. She was like, sometimes I would, you know, like, women, like, they dress really nice, they smell really good, their personalities are so warm and nice, and it's really hard to not fall in love with them because they're just so sweet. I sat there, I was like this, and I went, yeah, I'm telling you, there is something in this. I know something. I just can't prove it yet. It's to the point that even my mom's like she sat there and she was like, yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean I like them that way. And I'm like, have you ever thought, like, what would, you know, like, have you ever had a crush on a girl? And she's like, maybe. I don't know. I was like, okay, girl, I mean, like, don't overthink it, you know? Don't overthink it if you don't want to. I'm saying, all she says is like, that doesn't mean I want to date a girl, I think. I don't know. My mom recently told me that she's like, because I was talking to my mom about it, right? Because again, I recently learned what the word asexual means. Like, I didn't really understand anything else. Like, I know bisexual, like lesbian and gay, and that's kind of all I knew. Everything else, it's, you know, it's like you learn as you go type shit for me. I mean, it was like, I wasn't really raised in an area where people who don't talk about it because it's not legal. So we don't talk about it. No one talks about it. It's kind of like taboo to really admit it. So I don't really know that much. I'll be honest, like, it wasn't too recent, but I would say around like 2 to 3 years. That's when I started learning more about like different things, like trans, non-binary. That's when I started learning these things. Because again, I didn't know, but I'm willing to know. I just don't know too much about it, right? I would say until today, I'm still learning. I'm very weak when it comes to that. Like, all I knew was gay, lesbian, and bisexual. That's it. Everything else, I'm like, I'll learn as I go. Like, if I'll Google if I have a question, but I don't really know what to ask. So like, if you tell me, I will listen. Recently, I learned about asexuality, and I was talking to my mom about it because I'm like, hey mom, I learned a new thing. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, there's like something called asexual. She was like, what that? So I was talking to her about it, and a while ago, she told me, she was like, I might be asexual. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, from what you told me, right? Like, these are the traits and this is how they feel. And I don't like sex. Like, I've never really been into it. And I'm like, I don't know either. She was like, what do you think, Michi? Am I asexual? I'm like, lady, I just started learning about it too. I don't know if I'm asexual. She's like, no, like, I've never really cared about the sexual part. Like, it doesn't really make me feel anything, you know? But I like the romantic parts, but sex never really made me think of love or something like that. What do you think? And I'm like, lady, I don't know. I'm a beginner. I'm still in my tutorial mode too, girl. Don't ask me this shit. Ask somebody else. And I'll let you know the more I know. Like, the more I find out, I'll keep you in the loop. But girl, I don't know nothing either. We the same level, girl. Thinkage. Yeah. There's a lot nowadays, right? And I'm trying to keep up with it, you know? Because I also learned that asexuality is like an umbrella, which means there are more. And I don't know that yet. I'm still learning as I go. I have been like, I'm so grateful, by the way, chat. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, ever since I was open about it, like, at first... Honestly, I was really scared to admit that I don't know too much, right? Because I don't want people to be like mad. I don't know why. I was really scared about it because I'm like, I know that this can be like a sensitive topic to some. So I didn't want to be like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know nothing, you know? Like, I don't know too many things. But one time, someone told me, it's like, oh, by the way, you know, like if you want to use like a gender neutral term, there's this. And I was like, oh shit, what does that mean? You know? And I thought about it. I was like, genuinely, what does that mean? I'm now in a spot, right? Like if I ask, am I being rude? Like I don't want to be rude. I just really don't understand. And then I decided, you know what? Fuck it, chat. Right? I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the most knowledgeable in this, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know what I'm saying or doing. So I'm just gonna admit that I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. You know? Like I know it's not rude to ask for information, but sometimes, chat, like it depends on how you word it, right? Because nowadays you never really know. Some people ask to kind of make fun of you, and I get that. Like I've seen people be like, "Oh, what's this? Ha, stupid," you know. So I have to word it a bit like you know, my intention is genuinely to understand, right? I was really scared at first. I was like, I don't want anyone to be mad at me, or like, especially people are like, you ignorant piece of shit. I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't mean to be. I'm just stupid, man. I did as a stupid. I don't know these things. But I'm like really, really grateful because ever since I admitted it, so many people have been telling me shit. Like people have been more patient, and they like, I will fuck up. Like I'm gonna fuck up at one point, and people remind me, and I really appreciate that. Hi, Zoran! Like people remind me, and people like tell me things, and there's like, oh, different things mean different things, and I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And they're like, oh, this means this, and I'm like, oh, okay. So like, if this, is it that? And they're like, yeah, well, it is, but also is this if you think about it. And I was like, oh, I see, you know. And I'm like, they're open, they're so nice. Like people are so nice. Thank God. I feel like I worried for nothing. Like I was like worried. I'm like, I hope they don't think that I'm judging them. I'm just stupid. I really don't. It's not part of my fucking vocabulary.
I think the idea that topics are too sensitive to talk about are a result of a lot of media showing people getting mad, when in reality people are really chill. When people express a desire to learn, all I want to do is approach it in a cordial way.
I really appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie, like I think I admitted this. One of my biggest fears is like the non-binary stuff. When I was learning about it, I'm still learning. I don't know too much about it. And in all honesty, my non-binary friends, when I ask them a question, they're like, I don't care. I'm like, listen, I need you to sit down with me, right? I need you to level with me. And I'm like, help me understand the how far when it comes to like pronouns, right? What do? And they're like, oh, I don't care. And I was like, what do you mean by that? It's like, you can call me any pronoun. I don't care. Okay, but that doesn't apply to everyone. I need to understand these things. And they're like, I don't know. I don't give a shit.
Normalize wanting to learn and being curious like George.
I'm like, bro, love my friends. They ain't being the most useful, but love my friends. And that's also a thing. Like some people don't gaff, but some people gaff. And here's the biggest hurdle. Like I think now I am so much better at it, but at that time I was so nervous because when I speak in English, I think in Indonesian and then I translate it to English, right? Like that's kind of how I do it. Indonesian does not have gendered like languages. We just say they. We don't really say like he or she or like hers, hims. We don't really have that. We just kind of go like they or it. So our language doesn't really have pronouns to begin with. So when I was learning English, I learned it from like the textbooks, and that's where I'm like, okay, there are like some like it's gendered, right? And you kind of have to pick it up. So I was like kind of working on it, and at one point I was like confused because I'm like, if let's say someone's like, there's different pronouns, how do I ask politely? You know? And I'm like if I ask, some people are like, isn't it obvious? And I'm scared. I was like scared about it. They're like, no, most of the time people are appreciative of it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, and it's been true. It has been true. Aside from one time, but it has, so far it's done me good. I will admit, what scared me was because one time, someone was like saying stuff and I'm like, oh, sorry to like interject, but I want to ask like, what's your pronoun? They're like, is it not obvious? And I was like, oh shit. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, no, I don't know.